So, Dan, I want your take. Does Georgia have a new big threat when it comes to Georgia's potential dynasty?
I don't know that they necessarily have one immediately. However, when you talk brands and you talk about ability to raise money and you talk about fertile recruiting grounds, Texas is 100% a sleeping giant. And I'm not going to say they're 100% asleep, but Texas has not been Texas in quite a while. And that was one of the things that people said about Georgia for the longest time, specifically when we made the coaching change to Mark Richt, is that if Mark Richt could get it on track, the Georgia was a sleeping giant because it had everything you needed. It had a fan base that was excitable, that was willing to travel, all those types of things. They had the money. They had boosters that were willing to spend. They just hadn't been inspired to do so. They had the ability to add facilities. They had the media contract. They had everything. They had the stadium, the infrastructure, everything you needed. You just needed somebody to light the ignition. And they thought Mark Richt could do that, and he started to trend it in the right direction. And I give a lot of credit to Mark Richt for building up the Georgia program, because when he put it on a place to where Kirby could come in and take off with it, right? Kirby didn't have to rebuild anything. I mean, he built up, yes. And I'm not taking anything away from Kirby, so please don't say that. But Georgia was a sleeping giant. Texas very much in the same way. And now the one thing that you could use against Texas is that they're not in the SEC. They're in a bullcrap conference, and you want to play in the SEC. That doesn't fly anymore because now they're here. The only other team in the country that raises more money than Texas is Texas A&M. And we've seen Texas A&M spend. But by God, Texas can spend. They have a huge alumni. They have a huge fan base. They have extremely fertile recruiting grounds. I'm not saying that they're going to come in here and take over, but they could. They absolutely could. They have the ability to. And I do think that Georgia has to pay attention, because Texas is Texas, and Texas is a big damn deal.